Well, good evening, everybody. I want to greet you and welcome you. We're ahead of 6:05 by a couple of minutes, and that is intentional tonight because we've got a lot that we want to cover. And I want you to help me, those of you that are regular, faithful St. John the Apostle folks. We've been incongruent for the 9.5 years I've been here with regards to our mailing list and our membership roster. And we're going to take advantage of this fall to get that in order. If you know of anyone, or if this applies to you, who are not receiving our weekly e-news or our monthly mail newsletter or other letters from the congregation, stewardship letters, dream work this year, please take one of these from the rack in the foyer, fill it out, and just put it in the Oasis offering box, or at some other time, hand it to me or give it to the church office. We want to get things reconciled and make sure everybody is on our roll. Welcome to Oasis tonight. It is September the 11th. The offering box is in its spot along with the greeting sign. Do you ever read that? That's the sign that says if you'll sit toward the front of the sanctuary, you will enhance everybody's experience. So I call that to your attention. And we have a bounce house that has appeared outside, and we can enjoy that as we go through our evening. Tonight is, of course, September the 11th. Our prayer time is going to be a little different. I want to dialogue with you about that, which is why we're starting early. It's time to get excited about A Case of Time, which is a new SJA drama team presentation. This is a fresh, new season for our drama team, and I'm very excited about them, proud of them. The dates are September and 28th. Tickets are on sale now. It'll be a fun play. It's kind of off the wall with a good Christian message. There's going to be some good food. We hope you'll be with us. The day of service this Sunday with one service, Sunday school at 9 o'clock, worship at 10:15, has just exploded. It is so thrilling. Sunday was a tremendous day to jump. John tells me we've got 150, if not more, people participating, and people are still signing up. It's become such a big deal that a sandwich luncheon has been arranged following the one worship service down in the youth rooms. The team leaders will be introduced at the end of the service, and it's going to be a very exciting day. There is one project of two of our most wonderful saints that are battling some age-related challenges that I'm going to try to help with after I serve as team leader to get the sanctuary cleaning project started. If anyone is not currently working on a project, I'll load my son Pete and I in the van, and we will chauffeur you to these members' house. They have about 4 scrub bush things. You know, if you let them go unattended, they turn into trees. Their trunks are not that big. A good hatchet or strong saw and arm could help in a couple of fence repairs. If you're interested, see me before you leave tonight. The pumpkin patch is right around the corner. Note that the sign-up to volunteer deal is ready to go out. The sign-up book will be in the hallway starting this weekend. Pumpkin Patch t-shirts go on sale Sunday, September 22nd in the hallway. Josh says, let's be a walking billboard for SJA while wearing a stylish SJA t-shirt. It's going to be a brand new color this year. We need lots of help to set up the patch on the 28th. That is a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 o'clock. If you'd like to help, make plans to be with us. Our first delivery is on the 29th. And we'll have the little snack lunch of hot dogs and hamburgers, and newsletters are going to have further information. So that is our business. Let's enjoy How Can I Keep From Singing? And I believe we have Nathaniel and Katie and John Moran to help us.
Well, let's stand together. You know, there's not many things more joyful than kids bouncing in a bounce house. But may our worship reflect that joy as we sing together.
There is an endless song echoes in my soul. I hear the music ring, and though the storms may come, I am holding on to the rock I cling. How can I keep from singing your praise? How can I ever say enough? How amazing is your love? How can I keep from shouting your name? I know I am loved by the King, and it makes my heart wanna sing. I will lift my eyes in the darkest night, for I know my Savior lives, and I will walk with you, knowing you'll see me through, and sing the songs you give. How can I keep from singing your praise? How can I ever say enough? How amazing is your love? How can I keep from shouting your name? I know I am loved by the King, and it makes my heart wanna sing. I can sing in the troubled times, sing when I will. I can sing when I lose myself, and I fall down again. I can sing 'cause you pick me up, sing 'cause you're there. I can sing 'cause you hear me, Lord. I call to you in prayer. I can sing with my last breath, sing, for I know that I'll sing with the angels, the saints around the throne. How can I keep from singing your praise? How can I ever say enough? How amazing is your love? How can I keep from shouting your name? I know I am loved by the King, and it makes my heart. I am loved by the King, and it makes my heart. I am loved by the King, and it makes my heart wanna sing.
Amen. You may be seated. We're celebrating, of course, the 18th anniversary of 2001, September the 11th. That's one of those days that most of us won't forget. And tonight I want to adjust our prayer time to center around that and just have a little quick dialogue here of anything you've noticed in our society that may have changed during the years since that day. For example, the Transportation Security Administration. Flying on an airplane is different and always will be. But there may be other things you've noticed that are changes. Some might be inconvenient, some might be very good things. But has anyone noticed anything you'd like to share that makes America different? Like we've lost our innocence? Yeah. Lost some arrogance? Yeah. Yeah. Security in schools?
There have been many normal Muslim people come to this country that we can distinguish from those who want to harm us.
Exactly. Yes. Many mainstream, nonviolent Muslim people. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we've learned a lot about the Muslim community and their heritage and whatnot since then.
Yep. Learning more about that diversity and that expression. Has it changed religion any? Society's view of religion?
I think it did at the beginning, and I think we moved away from that since.
I remember being at St. Paul in Hurst. I was in my second year. And that first Sunday that came, you couldn't get a seat. It looked like Easter Sunday. And people were starved for tradition. And at that point at St. Paul's Life, we didn't offer a second service or a contemporary or praise service. We just had a traditional service. And that scratched the itch because people were frightened and they were reaching back to their roots and their traditions. And it was heavy again the second week. And then we had a pretty good crowd 3 weeks after. And a month later, it was, back to normal again. So, anything else that you would like to share?
Tremendous number of military families are affected because we have them now in Afghanistan, we have them in Iraq.
Yeah, it has changed our military presence for the men and women serving, and that has certainly changed. Anna?
Trend towards fundamentalism has started to swing stronger in that direction, but I think it just became more ingrained and became stronger, and there seemed to be a wider chasm between centrist, we accept and acknowledge everyone, to I'm right and you're wrong. It seems to have started to go in that direction.
Well, may we be in prayer. God bless America, land that I love. I thank you, God, for your creation of this wonderful world and for the segment of that we call home, which is the great USA. I thank you for our history, our values, the great story of this country and the explorers and the pilgrims who came across that great water on tempestuous seas and what we would call tiny little craft by today's standards to find a new world. From the colonies to the push west, to the mistakes we made, to the successes that we boast, I give you thanks for this land that we call ours. I pray that you will give America a strong center in the values that we ascribe to of a chance for everybody, a striving for excellence, a democratic and representative form of government, for a strong centered soul, and for a strong presence in the world. But give us the grace to know that the sky is just as blue in Iran and Iraq, in Europe, across Switzerland and Germany, in Russia, in Afghanistan, in Puerto Rico, at the poles. May we have the same love for this planet. Help our love for our country not to be divisive nationalism, but gratitude-based citizenship, just as we seek gratitude-based discipleship in our walk of faith. Help us to be a nation that is a beacon to the world, not greedy or arrogant, not pushy or bullying, but a place that teaches what's good about being human. May we find healthy faith, not radical, not extreme, not judgmental, not divisive, not warmongering, but a faith that is centered in the qualities that you've given us in Jesus Christ, where everyone has a place at the table, but everyone is called to be that better version of ourselves. I thank you for this great season in our church and for all the incredible things that are happening as we slowly but surely mature and grow and deepen spiritually. And pray your blessing upon this incredible event that is before us on Sunday, that it will have a profound impact on serving the needs of humanity, that all of us might grow, the giver, the receiver, the participant, and all involved. Bless this great night of Oasis and all who are here. Hear our prayers, whatever they may be. This I offer as Pastor Mark. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Sometimes at night, when I am afraid, I cover my eyes, and I cover my shame. So here in the dark, broken apart, your light, fill up my heart.
thrilled to have one of our favorites back with us tonight, Dori Young. Most of you know Dori. She doesn't need an introduction, but I'm going to give her one anyway. One of the many things I love about Dori is that she is such an attentive and affectionate parent. She's a wonderful mom. To see her engage with all 5 of her boys at home, and yes, that means Chad, the oldest child that she's raising, is always an inspiration. I've been the beneficiary of that. I was hosted for a Labor Day fun time or September fun time several years ago with my boys. They are a great family, and she is one of the most contagious Christian people that you'll ever be around. So welcome her tonight as she brings a very creative and fun message for us.
Thank you. Oh man, when you start to compliment me being a parent, I thought I was going to cry and lose it right before I couldn't have gone on. Well, I wanted to have a little fun tonight with John Wesley's directions for singing. How many of you are familiar with them? Oh, I was hoping it wouldn't be everyone. Good. So we will have some fun tonight. John Wesley's directions for singing, it doesn't sound like a real thing, but it is, and it's in your hymnal, and it's one of the first, 4 pages. It's right here. They're very important to John Wesley. We're going to have fun with them because they were written in 1761, and so it's just fun to read them. But my fascination with this and my curiosity with them led me to a deeper understanding, and the theology that John Wesley offers is always thoughtful and wonderful. So let's get started with them. A couple things I want you to know about the songs that he was talking about. He had a small book called Selected Songs, and it was a little over 100 songs. So when we read our first direction, he wasn't handing people a book this big. He wasn't talking about all of these. In fact, Amazing Grace wasn't even written at that time. It was a very small amount of songs, and they were songs that were new for the time. His brother wrote most of the songs in the book that he put together and had published for his new movement, this Methodist Reform movement at the time. All right, so let's put the first direction for singing up there. Learn these tunes before you learn any others. Afterwards, learn as many as you please. Now, when I first read these, it was in a confirmation class that Sandy Athey and I were teaching 6th graders, and I didn't know a lot about Methodism at the time, and so I thought, oh my goodness, that's harsh. I could imagine my Aunt Teeny saying something like this to me, learn these songs before you learn any others. And she kind of talked like that. But what I read when I researched this was that John Wesley very, very much wanted for people to participate in grace. That was his big theology. That's what makes us so awesome as Methodists, is our deep-seated belief in grace and community. And so he wanted the people to learn these songs first. Not only, he was okay if you learned other faith-based songs, but he wanted you to learn these. And the reason was so people could sing together in unison, and so they could come to this Methodist gathering and know the songs. And then they could go to this Methodist gathering, and even if they didn't recognize the faces, they would know the songs. And so there was this community that was already built for them. And so it's a very short rule, but it's already theologically wonderful. So let's go on to the second one. Sing them exactly as they are printed here, without altering or mending them at all. And if you have learned to sing them otherwise, unlearn it as soon as you can. Okay, this one, I thought, I'm not going to say this one. I'm going to skip this one because all the people who know hymns are going to think, well, that's all the 11 o'clock service does, is they just sing the changed and mended songs. But I want to remind you that Charles Wesley, who wrote most of these songs, was writing the 11 o'clock songs of his day. They were new, and they were contemporary for the time. But this is also about community. He didn't want people to come into a church who were maybe musically more able than others and to do funky things with the music and the songs so that people who maybe weren't so musically literal or musically inclined would come in and feel like they weren't great. He was very passionate about this, and he actually wrote when he made a trip to a place called Nice. He said he was greatly disgusted, this is a direct quote, greatly disgusted at the manner of singing. 12 or 14 persons kept it to themselves and quite shut out the congregation. So he was, again, about unity and community and grace and feeling comfortable within the body that you were worshiping with. All right, let's go on to number 3. Oh, my papers are, there it is. Sing all. And this isn't sing all, like sing all the songs. This is sing all. It's everyone. Everyone needs to participate. See that you join with the congregation as frequently as you can. Let not a slight degree of weakness or weariness hinder you. If it is a cross to bear, a cross to you, take it up, and you will find it a blessing. This one really speaks to me. I don't know how many of you find yourselves waking up on Sunday mornings and just not feeling it, not wanting to get up and go through the effort of taking a shower and, maybe putting on some makeup or anything like that. Sorry, Paul. It was sliding down and around. But I've had those Sundays where I come to church, and when I get here, I'm here in body, but I don't feel good. Maybe the night before I didn't get enough sleep, or maybe I had a really, really hard week, or maybe there's something big going on in my life that kind of drug itself in on my back, and I just feel weak and weary. And what John Wesley is saying is, go ahead and participate. Go ahead and sing. And I've done this when I get up here on Sunday mornings and I'm forced to sing because I'm in the praise team. I'm forced to sing. I leave 100% of the time on those Sundays blessed and up, and I just feel better because God does that. He's faithful that way. So even if you're not forced to sing in the choir or in the praise team, I encourage you to take up that cross because it will be a blessing to you. All right. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my ear. It's not made right. All right, number 4. Sing lustily and with good courage. Yes, I love it because the word lustily is in there. Beware of singing as if you were half dead or half asleep, but lift up your voice with strength. Now that is directly from the Bible. That's Isaiah 40, verse 9. Lift up your voice with strength. Be no more afraid of your voice now, nor more ashamed of its being heard than when you sung the songs of Satan. So basically what he was saying to his very new believers in 1761 is, don't tell me you can't sing. Don't tell me that, because I know when you leave this place and you go to the tavern and your buddy slaps you on the back and you're singing with all of your lusty gusto, it wouldn't be lustily, yes, thank you, my grammar friend. All of your lusty gusto, and then you come here and you're like, oh no, I can't sing. You wouldn't want to hear my voice. I'm terrible. So he's singing to us, those of us who sing in the shower and sing in the car and sing at concerts and sing at the taverns and all of that, and then come to church on Sundays and say, oh no. The people around me would think that a cow was being born. It's not good. You don't want to hear it. So he was speaking about having confidence in your faith, which is what Isaiah 49 is also talking about. All right, so let's go on to number 5. Yes, sing modestly, do not bawl, as to be heard above or distinct from the rest of the congregation, that you may not destroy the harmony, but strive to unite your voices together so as to make one clear, melodious sound. I don't know that we have anybody. I've been to both services, and when we had 3, I went to all 3 services, and I don't think we have anybody who's all like, in the congregation, or anybody in the 11 o'clock service who's all like, We don't. But you know you've been to a church where there are those people. And so what John Wesley is saying is, don't do that. Let's be of one voice. Let's lift up our one voice and not be prideful and give our praise to the Lord. Interesting factoid, these hymns in this hymnal had no harmony. There weren't the 4 parts that we know. It was one. It was the melody, and that's what everybody's saying. So when he says, don't destroy the harmony, he doesn't mean that 4-part harmony. He means the spiritual harmony, the harmony of the worship service as it is. All right, number 6. And there's only 7, so we're doing good. There weren't like 28 directions for singing. I should have let off with that. Sing in time. Whatever time is sung, be sure to keep with it. Do not run before nor stay behind it, but attend close to the leading voices and move therewith as exactly as you can. And take care not to sing too slow. This drawling way naturally steals on all who are lazy. And it is high time to drive it out from us and sing all our tunes just as quick as we did at first. Now, when I first read this one, and even after I got curious and started to research, I didn't get it, I have to be honest. I didn't know what was going on at the time. And you can do your own historical research, but at that time, short history lesson, the congregations didn't have a lot of worship leaders, and they had learned the songs, and then there was kind of a movement where you sang slower. Even if the song called for a faster tempo, you sang slower because it was more religious. It was more worshipful to sing them slowly. But then there were the people who liked the way they were originally, and so you had people singing fast and people singing slow and people trying to keep up because, and so it was dissonant and it was in discord. And again, as you can tell, he was a big fan of unity. All right, number 7, which I think if we lead off with this, it's almost like when we say, love the Lord your God. If we all did that, we wouldn't need the 10 Commandments, because if we loved God and if we treated others the way that Jesus wanted us to treat them, then everything else would kind of take care of itself. I almost think that this, sorry, John Wesley, should have been the first direction. And it is, above all, sing spiritually. Have an eye to God in every word you sing. Aim at pleasing him more than yourself or any other creature. In order to do this, attend strictly to the sense of what you sing, and see that your heart is not carried away with the sound, but offered to God continually. So shall your singing be such as the Lord will approve here and reward you when he cometh in the clouds of heaven, which is directly from Matthew 26. So this is, don't worry about whether you can sing or not. And if you can sing, don't make it about yourself. And if you're weary, take up that cross and go ahead and participate, because individual participation in a group is one lovely, beautiful sound. So it's all about God. It's not about your tiredness. It's not about your voice or your pride or the people standing next to you. It's not about the choir or the band or whether you like the songs that they're singing on Sunday or whether you don't like the songs. It's not about any of that. It's about singing as one body to worship and glorify God. I hope you guys have found these as fascinating as I found them when I read them first. And as fascinating as I found them as I've researched them. I did print actually John printed it for me, a neat, they're not back there anymore. Cool. Oh, okay. This is a little take-home for you guys. It's from a website called wesleybros.com, which you should check out, because the guy who does it does a lot of funny little cartoons about John and Charles Wesley. And this one is directly about the directions for singing, and I hope you enjoy that. Thank you very much for allowing me to come back and speak.
We are thrilled with a new fall season Wednesday night class that is being team taught by Dwayne Butler and Michelle Whitecotton. It is underway. That is going to take place tonight. We've got another offering in the fire that may gel here in a few weeks. Keep that in your prayers, but we're excited about the new season on Wednesday night. And in this spirit of singing and learning how to do it spiritually and collectively and modestly and courageously, and in the spirit of our 9/11 commemoration tonight, stand up and we're going to sing a benediction. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her, Lord, guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. And keep us, O God, a nation, a land that you can bless because of our answer to your call of prevenient grace to be those spiritual people. Amen.
Light, light.